Peter, what are you dancing today?
I am doing this sort of rhythmic, repetitive. I almost think of Fima Lagade, the chickens. Do you know this? It's a
No.
British ballet, uh, I think
Ah,
by Frederick Ashton, and they have
aha.
some chickens in it, characters danced by chicken as chickens.
Oh, La Fille Malgarde.
Yes,
Ah, yes. I remember that.
and so they have this like they walk and then shoot that leg out. I'm doing nothing. It's not similar, but it has a similar sort of like quality of like the leg goes, "Ooh," the leg goes. "Ooh." Ah. But
Right. Yeah.
I'm quite nervous because I'm sitting in for the MA in choreography auditions at Escohor today, and
Oh,
I had to think, because we both did the MA in choreography at this MA in choreography at Escohor. I had to think, I wonder what generation this is.
yeah.
Like, we should map that, Yari.
All right. What you can't see almost, right? What is this generation asking for that the generation before didn't ask? Is that the
No,
question?
more. I was thinking like where are we? Like, how many has there been? Just very simple mathematics. Like,
Ah, okay.
how many MAs removed are we? Because am I right, Yari? You came to the MA straight after me, or was it two
No,
after
I
me?
think it was two after you. Yeah.
That's amazing.
And after me, there've been probably four MA or three.
Yeah, it could be four. Could be four.
Yeah. So now it's kind of seven after you. It's a lot, seven. I can't believe this.
Yeah, 2 years, and there was a gap as well. There was a pause
Yeah.
in the MA. So this is in me. I am dancing this.
Hmm.
These histories, these stories, these people, because they all um, they feed into this relationship with time and with what choreography is and can be. Because I don't know, the MA in choreography really acts as a, it's not the of course, but it acts as a place for like what can dance be. It provides a little 2 year pocket where people can really engage in that question. um Not that
Hmm.
others
Hmm.
aren't, but like it somehow really condenses and pushes towards articulating like what can dance be, what is choreography today,
Yeah.
now.
Right.
I
Yeah.
think, I mean, and I think I've said this to you before, but like I genuinely felt after the MA, I was like, I just want to do the MA again or more.
I can understand what you mean.
We should tell the listeners. Yari did two MAs at Escohot. Did both the choreography and the new performative practices. I think you must be the only one who has done both.
Yeah. It's just there was so much to learn.
Yeah, but I mean it's
And
such a blessing. And if you can do it, if you have the possibility to take time to dance and to think and to learn and to play and to use those facilities, like, hey, why not? If it's open, if they accept you, then it's a beautiful place. And
yeah.
we need to encourage dance and dance for everyone, of course, and more to find access in it and um, be empowered by the type of choreography that comes out of that school. And yeah, Oh, we're
Yeah.
getting political.
Ah, well, ah,
What are you dancing today, Yari?
mm, I think I'm dancing a bit of confusion.
Hmm.
Um, but also I am dancing very often. I'm dancing to see where my body is also, you know. But I, I also dance uh, to connect. I'm saying why I'm dancing more than what is my dance, maybe.
But maybe you
The
are connecting, like, and that is, the why informs the what.
the wife wants to what? Yes. Yeah.
Because actually, so I can jump into my first question. I had like because thinking about stages and different, well, like what is a stage and how we create stages, how dance needs a stage maybe, how dance needs to feel its own presence to be performed, to be that to be some sort of intention with dance, like for it to count, for it to feel. And I wanted to ask, like, if you dance alone, is it dance? Huh?
Mm.
And maybe, do you dance alone? Do like, like dance changes so much because of its context, because of its connecting, what it's connecting to. And of course, I know that I can call things that I do alone as dance,
Mm.
because I'm connecting to the ground, I'm connecting to my body, I'm connecting to memory, I'm connecting to ancestors, I'm connecting to smell, heat, touch. I'm connecting to the promise of a stage, the promise of a dance with other bodies. So I know it's still dance, um,
Mm.
but it's a different dance, right?
Yeah.
So maybe my question, Yadi, is: do you enjoy dancing alone? Like really simply, like do you do it? No one's there, no one's looking. Do you enjoy it?
I do, but it's not. I mean, I do always for a reason. It's like, oh, I'm practicing something. Like I'm busy with that. So I still is kind of as a strong trajectory on almost if my audience is the future myself. It's myself in the future. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like
yeah,
what I get.
yeah,
It's a form of training, no practice,
yeah, yeah. Habit forming. I
and
mean, we spoke about that, right? Last week.
exactly.
Like the
Yeah,
the the promise of my body being able to do something, to have the
exactly.
capacity to go certain places. I mean, I have to think of warm up in relationship to that. It's a lot of like doing dancing maybe or activities for the future self, for the future dance.
Yeah, I do think that in context where we are in public, it's also where I can shift from myself to the public. Like,
Mm,
so I'm dancing for myself, and then it's a shared experience somehow. This is much more. I do more often such a dance.
yeah.
And also maybe because I'm a performer, then it's very easy for me just to be there for myself, where I don't see any other audience, although maybe there is. You know what I mean?
No, no. So what you're saying is because you dance as a performer quite often,
Yeah,
dancing
yeah,
alone becomes easier because it's because you have the alternative as something to lean on. It gives you,
I mean that dancing alone in a social context.
sorry. Okay.
Suddenly there it's not that I feel like I'm seeing. I feel like I
Yes,
can shift
yes,
very
yes,
easily into I'm dancing for myself. It
yes.
doesn't matter.
Oh, but this is a very common, I think, space where we dance, right? This is a common stage, perhaps you could say, where we put dance, where we are with others, but dancing for ourselves. And I'd say the context, the space that we're in, it provides a little bit of a thing of motivation, support. I have an episode coming up where I went to Wainsgate dances in chapel. It's a chapel in Hebden Bridge in the north of England, and there they have this kind of holding a space where you are to dance alone, but with others. But I think just to really hone in on my question, I'm very
Mm.
curious about, but when no one's there, the studio is lone. There's not even a window or a peephole, or you are at home and no one knows you're dancing. Does it fit? Do you enjoy that? Can you enjoy that? Um, I mean, surely you have, or maybe
I
not.
did, but I don't. I did, but I don't do much. I must say,
No, no.
I don't do much because the me the meaningful dance is
Yeah,
also the dance that has a specificity,
yeah,
and the dancing for celebration or for self-expression, it's could be. I think I used a lot, but more in social context somehow.
yes,
Almost I was like, hey, what is mine is also yours. What is
yeah,
yours is also mine.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so generative and it supports so much. I find when I'm dancing alone, I'm having to work really hard on supporting my dancing, justifying and
Yeah.
taking care of. And I think this is what stages and theatres do often, is they provide a
Mm.
space to support and take care of that dance. And I think that's why looking at my old self a little bit, like where I was quite critical of the theatre complex and industry, the art industry, um, and I would be critical of these mechanisms. I also, I also like now, or I hope then as well, but I'm very aware of how much support and how generous it is that these places are protected and provided. Um, and of course, we can be irritated by what kinds of dance, what kinds of people, um, what kind of durations, what kinds of, you know, you name it, what kind of stages are provided and allowed in within these funding systems or economies. And yeah, and so you remember we did this Zoe Pollock's exercise of dancing just for the dance
Mm.
itself.
Mm.
If we think it through the lens of like the apparatus of staging dance, I think we get a sort of it changes the instruction in a way, like dance for dancing or just dancing. Um, we start to dance for all of the possible um, ways in which dance could be supported in a way,
Mm.
it almost becomes a dance for the stage in a strange way, like trying to manifest um, the the protective, articulative nature of staging dance within a dance studio or wherever you're doing this practice. Do
Right.
you understand what I'm trying to say? Like, is this
Yeah.
clear at all?
Because you don't use dance for anything else, or
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, and so it goes it try to find the center of dance somehow,
yeah, yeah,
or or
yeah.
that relation with the dancing,
Exactly, exactly. And it
dancing
and
the
it and it
dance.
makes it so plural, you know, it's like just dancing, whatever, wherever, whatever. And I think what interests me with this question of like, can you dance alone? Is it dancing? Um,
Hmm.
does it feel, does it feel enough? Is like, what do we need to use for us to feel it as dancing and to do it? If we are completely alone, we have no other people to sort of support that. Can we use an investigation? Can we use a score? Or is that again manipulating
Right.
the sort of use case of the dancing? Like, can it
Yeah.
escape?
Yeah,
Like
the
like
utilitarian.
sort of what Zoe sort of desires for, or like promises, or
Mm,
in the sort of
mm,
task that it could just be for itself, emptied out.
mm,
Even if we had like a BMC score, right? I feel like you could do this alone very easily because it
mm,
generates so many articulations. Like you investigate the sensation of blood and the imagination of blood in the body and its movement and its qualities, its textures and things. There's so much to work with. You can just stay there forever. Or Susan Sentler's folding and Glenda Bates and their folding practice, just the act of folding and unfolding and folding and unfolding. And definitely you can get to a place where you feel like it's dancing. But is it emptied out of is it
uh,
just dancing?
yeah, it's so interesting because you're saying, oh, can you dance alone? I mean, of course you can dance alone.
Yes.
Uh, mm, because dancing doesn't mean the dance feels meaningful, or the dance is socially accepted as a dance again.
Mm.
Like I can write alone. That doesn't mean I'm an author, right? For example, I'm like in that sense, or it doesn't mean that the writing has so much meaning for me. It could be almost like
Yeah.
whatever I'm in the hands, it doesn't feel like, and so on. Um,
But this is really, I think you pinpoint actually something that really answers my question, because I think I'm probably wrong, like this articulation is probably wrong, but the way you put it now, like you can write because writing is an activity. I think why I get so fixated on this is partly because I'm considering that dance is potentially always happening, and it's only when we prov provide it um, its meaning as dance, because it's a meaningful word to dance, like it has meaning. And when we imbued it, when we feel it, when we understand it as dance, that's when it takes on dance. Because whereas with writing, and maybe I haven't investigated writing enough to have it so expanded where, oh, but I could you could consider anything as writing because it leaves a trace or a mark or it has a thing, yada yada yada. You know what I mean? It's that expanded dance under, yeah, if we can adopt the term, an expanded dance understanding of dance, which causes then mm, me to sort of wonder, yeah, can you dance alone? Like,
mm,
can you summon enough value in the activity you're doing to understand it as dance?
mm, yeah, but I mean, maybe I didn't fully understand, Peter, but I also think I could tell you now, okay, can I dance for you? And then I do a dance, and then you're like, hey, but this is not dance. I don't understand.
Mm,
Because there
mm,
is no music, because I'm not moving with a certain kind of convention that you think
mm,
dance is.
mhm,
So
mhm.
in a way, and for me, it was like, yeah, oh, that was a great, I did a great dance for you.
Yes,
So in that sense,
yes, yeah.
oh,
But I think I'm very interested in the personal like reading and understanding. So exactly like for you, the fact that you say, "Can I dance for you?" I mean, maybe there is an implication there, but let's say make it simpler and say that you said, um, "I'm going to dance for you." Then well, I can assume you believe you are dancing because you have said, I'm going to dance. This,
yeah,
what I do now is what I believe to be dance. Huh? But the fact that you said, can I dance for you almost provides the invitation for me to judge whether or not it is
this
dance.
is dance. Right. Thank you for this. It's
which
fun.
is really which is really beautiful, and exactly as you say, then I can turn around and say, but no, Yari, what are you doing? This is not dance.
I love that.
uh
No, it's so interesting because I'm working in a score with such a question. So
oh, no way.
yeah. So that's why I took it up. I bring it up.
Can I dance for you? Is it possible? I mean, like the can really asks, is it even possible for me to dance for you?
Ah,
Like, and that is really a staging question, isn't it? Right? Like, how do we stage dance? Like, um, can I tell you what dance is? If we take
ah,
this idea of like artistic dance is about taking the conventions that we socially or um, intersubjectively maybe understand to be dance, can um, can I rupture that? Can I challenge that and expand it and provide more nuance and knowledge around what dance is? Hmm.
I I
Yeah.
think
Mm.
I have a question that will bring us somewhere else back to before,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's because in your last episode, the workshop episode about
Hmm.
staging,
Hmm.
you're very busy about this beautiful different context of artistic dance
Hmm.
or stage or somehow
Staging. Mm.
stage dance almost
Mm.
like because you everything. But then I'm like, oh, where are the institutions that make space for all those contexts to appear?
Mm.
And do they have to be there? Is because you spoke about institution for a while now, and
Mm.
I'm like, and it's true. I mean, some of those contexts they are very a lot in the institution, but also not so much.
Mm.
Like it's like it looks like the way you speak, it looks like we have a huge multi um disciplinarily dance art in the world, and every day you never know where you get a performance, but like where are the institutions that do this?
You make it sound like I'm so privileged that I'm not even aware how little dance there is in the world.
Come on, I mean
I'm so like surrounded by all these colorful, amazing dancers that I'm blind to the poverty,
Nice.
the impoverishment of dance
No, no, no,
in
no,
society.
Peter. I danced with you in the student housing square
Yeah.
place. So we with you, thanks to you, we danced around the city, and it was obvious that you wanted to become this list. You wanted to come through and real. So definitely,
That's
you
very,
are aware of.
I think I completely agree. But I do think, like, if we think of art in general, like, there is a thing of like people are more and more aware because of contemporary art that anything could be art, and that I feel like it's generally understood that you can be in your life in the world and look at something artistically almost, that even the act of spectatorship, the act of staging, in fact, becoming an audience to something is sort of commonplace. That I think even the camera, and the phone has sort of amplified that, because we all have these tools for artistic production that we use all the time, where we try to frame things as somehow artistic, with an artistic merit, with an aesthetic, with some sort of value within maybe an artistic context. Maybe not even an artistic context, but perhaps that's even a question, like, where is the artistic context now? Like, with Instagram, with the sort of participatory nature of media, is the artistic context even bigger now, and more inclusive of everyday activity? And I think I'm thinking about how, with the sort of reactionary sort of trends against the sort of attention economy, and like having to do everything through your phone, and having to add to that, those industries add to their profits, that then we say we're looking for lo-fi or non-digital modes of artistic appreciation as well. Like, even if we take just a simple thing of like, people, the desire or the incentive and the social sort of prompt that we should go and walk outside more and stop and see things with our eyes rather than take a photo, let's say. I could imagine someone has said this is something we should be doing now to combat the sort of attention economy, to combat the scrolling on phones. Is that not artistic? Is that not within in some way an artistic practice, or is that not a type of staging? And it's so broad. It's so, it's like if contemporary art had the project of inclusivity. We are now, I think we are at a place where socially we are starting to consider everything, anything, and really consider, like, constantly considering, like, oh, could this coffee stain on the table, could that be artistic? Can I turn that into a material to expand the nature of the visual mark making practice we have as a society? Or, oh, I did a funny movement, or even, videos where people fall off things and stuff, like accidental movements, and they capture them and then they frame them and share them as, like, look at this. This is also something we do. This is also part of our life, a part of our movement, part of our. It's so
Yeah,
big,
but
maybe.
my question was in relation to institution. You know what I mean, Peter?
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
My question
Yeah,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and should it be in the institution? Because maybe your answer is like, but it's okay. We don't need institution for that.
Mm-mm,
It's up here. It's already there. It's enough. I don't know. You know what I mean?
No, 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 no. It's a great question. Like, and actually, like, well, what are institutions today? In the face of things like Instagram, in like,
Hmm.
where are they? And how do they exist? We're so decentralized. Um, are they still institutions? Firstly, is Instagram an institution? Does it institutionalize us in the same way as maybe the theater did previously, or
Hmm.
the art gallery?
Hmm.
Um, and what are the traditional institutions, like the university or the art gallery or the funding system? How are they behaving and acting in relationship to that? Mm.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
okay.
think I think where I get to is that it's like we've we're finding ourselves in a sort of anarchization of society where everything is becoming more decentralized and there are less central authorities around things. Um, like there's many authorities. However, we're also living in a techno authoritarian type world where we are constantly controlled and manipulated. I mean, even the fact we're creating a podcast is a part of the techno economy. We are somehow a part of that. The fact this goes on YouTube, there will be advertising that supports this sort of control they have over these types of reflections and things. And it's so broad, it's so inclusive, it's so speculative, or is it? Is it inclusive? Is there still an element of domination and exclusion that exists? Great,
Yeah.
Yari, we did it. We got to talking about politics in a very broad, authoritarian, anti-authoritarian way. This is what I wanted to say. So I think actually within this question of institutions and politics, one of the biggest things that I think we're having to deal with is like self-politics or self-policing and things like that, the sort of biopolitics of it all. And that's why this idea of the felt sense, like I feel as though this is dance or this is not dance. I feel as though I am being seen, I'm not being seen. I feel as though this is important and not important. This economy or self-economy, this felt sense world, I think is very interesting because it speaks volumes about the types of institutions that are acting upon us and that we are participating in. And that's really interesting. And that's why I ask, is it dance when you're alone? And can you dance when you're alone? I think this is fun. And
Yeah.
this podcast invites us, it's very much inviting people to dance alone, no? Like it's all
It's
like
true.
asking the question, can you dance alone? Like go away and find a stage was the workshop's question in a way,
Right.
or make a stage for yourself. I'm not making it for you. I'm giving you tools and possibilities. I'm trying to make clear how many stages there could potentially be. And I also say I don't know them all. And maybe there are stages I haven't named, even though you're right. Like I list loads and loads of things. And I've demonstrated in my own work, like dancing with you in the student housing area. And I think one of the biggest questions within that is without institutions or with porous institutions, how do we know what is and is not dance? How is that felt sense being
Exactly.
managed?
How spectatorship can be aware
Mhm.
of that. And maybe this is what I do miss in this list. The list is great. And then I'm like, yeah, okay, but practically,
Yeah,
do the audience is aware of this different kind
yeah,
of context where they can be? And that, of course, that's why I bring in institution because
mm,
the traditional institutions are, or even Instagram, are the
yeah,
one that can actually make spectatorship aware
yeah, yeah,
aware of several of stuff.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Or they have a capacity to dominate what it means. And that's what's, I think, one of the scary things people are talking about with AI is you can go to AI and ask, what is dance? And it becomes an authority or it becomes a legitimizer. But we don't know how it's legitimizing, how it's
Yeah,
institutionalizing the sense of what dance is. Um,
yeah,
but partly because I assume that it is decentralized in itself. It's being informed and reinformed by everyone who is asking in their different ways what dance is. and it's been informed and re-informed by all the information that it's gathered, and creating a very broad understanding, hopefully, of what dance could do, potentially could be, or is for that context and that question. But yeah, like, yeah, it's very interesting.
Hope you will get some good vibes from the
from the auditions.
Exactly.
Oh yes,
Like
the future.
the
Yeah.
future, you know where dance
Oh
goes.
wow, Yari. Gosh, this podcast is now eating itself. This is amazing. Hey
Yeah.
Yari, it's always a blessing. Your dancing today was beautiful.
Oh, really?
You are now sort of creating a mask with your hands, I feel. Um, what a pleasure. Shall we do it again next week?
Yes.
It's
Thank you, Peter.
Hi, thanks for listening. If you can support the podcast, please go to paypal.me/dancepeter. I'm just looking for a little bit of funding to help support the cost of the hosting. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much.